Hey now, it's your Brother Marcus on the Element of Inspiration Brother Marcus podcast. We are here today with somebody who is making a lot of noise in Palmyra, New Jersey, South Jersey. He's at 7 East Broad Street and doing some amazing things. I know a lot of people that are working with him and around him. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Show some supernatural positive love for my brother, Sidney Francis. How you doing?
Wonderful. Thank you.
Man, I'm glad you're here today. How you making out?
Doing amazing. Doing wonderful.
Doing amazing.
Appreciate you inviting me on.
Oh, man, we appreciate you coming. I know you have a tight schedule. I know we were trying to get together and get you in the studio. And, you were like, man, I got time between here and here. Yeah. So I'm so appreciative of your time. So we're going to get into it. And this is what I do to all of the guests. I like to find out, where were you born?
I was born in Camden, New Jersey.
Oh, you from Camden?
Yes, I am.
Camden City, USA. Born and raised?
Yes.
Product of Camden?
Yes.
The best part of Camden?
All parts of the best part.
He said all parts of the best parts.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. So now you went, obviously, if you were raised in Camden, you went to Camden City schools and all that good stuff. Yeah. Okay. And how was it like in school when you were in elementary? What was that like for you?
Well, I went to Sharp Elementary School, in Creamer Hill, New Jersey. It was a pretty good school, I thought. I think Creamer Hill back at that time, it wasn't too crazy. That area wasn't as bad as some other parts, so
yeah,
I thought it was conducive to what I was trying to do.
Oh, okay, cool. So now, when did you find out that you wanted to be the face of Focus Ambition Training? When did that happen for you?
Well, that happened after, of course, growing up. I wanted to be a basketball player. So I spent the bulk of my life preparing to go to the NBA. So I played basketball from probably ages 12 up until I think I probably reached that point like around age 27 where I knew I wasn't going to get to that point, get to the league. I had a kind of an epiphany when I went after I graduated college. I went and tried out for this NBDL team. Back then it was NBDL, but now it's the G League. I went there. About 75 people there, and I'm like, wow, everybody here is like amazing. Nobody here that's not top tier. I remember because I was a shooting guard. I was only 6'1". I remember they said, all right, all guards go over here to the right, and all the forwards here. So I went over with the guards. And I'm like, some of these dudes in the wrong line because they 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". I'm looking like, wow. And I was matching up against those guys, so I was at a disadvantage. At that point, I realized, like, wow, this is a whole nother level that I'm probably not going to be able to get past this point here. So of course, you go through that point, that period of realizing like I put 15, 20 years into something, and it's not gonna happen. But I think what happened was because I was doing so much focus of trying to work on the physical part and not really paying too much to the mental aspect. I was trying to get somewhere primarily focused on this physical body. And not using the most powerful thing, which is my mind. But that took some time just getting through that. And after that happened, I realized, like, all right, what is something that I love to do, that I feel like I can do forever? And it was fitness. It took a lot for me to get to that point. Like, I worked out all the time, so I had acquired a lot of knowledge and information about just making sure your body's in the best physical condition as far as nutrition and training and working out and all that stuff. So I decided to go into fitness because people was always asking me to train them and work them out because they saw what I did on my own for the most part. I had one trainer in college, at Rutgers University. Rest in peace to Greg White, by the way. He taught me, pretty much my philosophy that I still follow now when it comes to training and it's helping people, become better versions of themselves and reaching fitness goals. Like he helped me lose, I think it was like 60 pounds. When I got to college, after I left one school, I went back to Rutgers, and I had gained a lot of weight because I took like a year off. And he helped me get back in top shape, and that kind of like just put my mind and showed me like, all right, you can truly change your body if you do certain things. Like you develop some type of discipline, consistency, and hard work. You can change a lot. So that's why I decided to go into fitness. And at that time, I wasn't really focused because, again, like my primary focus up until then was basketball. So I found myself trying a lot of different things, trying to figure out what it is I'm going to do with now because up until this point, the only thing was basketball. So, how I came with the name Focused Ambition Training is I knew I had to find a focus.
Yeah.
Right? Like, because I was all over the place.
Yeah.
I did life insurance. I was doing electric.
Oh, wow.
I was doing working in mental health at that time too. But I tried like 10, 15 different careers, all in like I think like a 5-year span. So I would do things, leave, quit. So I knew that I needed to focus. So that's where I got the first word, which was focus. Ambition came because I was always ambitious. I always knew that I wanted more out of life. And honestly, everything that I tried, I actually did well in. But those things just didn't fulfill me. Like it wasn't. I knew that wasn't like what I was supposed to be doing. Like as my purpose.
Right.
So that's how I got the second word, ambition. So it was focused ambition, and I knew that in order to really be successful, it takes training in every different area. If you're even like you're a radio personality, I know it took years and years of training for you to become become an expert. It takes training. So focused ambition training, and it actually touches and taps into any aspect of life. Anything you want to be successful in, which is why it has a target in here, on the logo, because that's the goal that you're looking to achieve. You have to have laser-like focus.
Yeah.
The triangle around it makes you focus on it. And now it's going to literally take focus, ambition, and training for you to continue to actually reach that goal.
You know what, man? I got to give you a big, 2 thumbs up and a big shout out for real, because I remember my mother used to tell me, son, if your mind's not right, the body can't function.
No way.
And so one of the things that you said to me is, I had to get my focus right. Focus is part of the, our mental makeup. We got to get our minds right. And now you have all of this success going on with the business. And when you could tell when somebody's doing exceedingly and abundantly well is when you have people from all different walks of life, because I've checked you out.
I
did a little research. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do some research. And you have some educators that are working with you. You got people that are serious about their health. You got some people from all different walks of life and cultures and ethnicities that are up under the umbrella of focus, ambition, training.
Yeah.
How long have you been in business in Palmyra?
I've been in Palmyra for 4 years. I actually started this business back in 2018. I was doing it out of my apartment complex at the Victor Lofts downtown in Camden. That's where it all started. It was how I actually ended up in Palmyra was because of COVID.
Right.
When I was at the Victor, I had worked my way up. Started with one client. Worked up to having about 30.
Wow.
Once. Then COVID hit. Of course, everything got shut down. And at that point, I realized I can't allow someone else to control my own destiny. They had the power to say, all right, we're shutting down the gym, so now your business stops. So I didn't like that. Yeah. I didn't, it was tough for me to be even working in corporate because I didn't like people telling me I couldn't go on vacation.
Yeah. Telling you what you can do.
That's when I realized I cannot continue. I can't do this because I understand PTO. You got 2 weeks of vacation for the year. That didn't sit well.
Yeah.
And then someone was going on vacation. I wanted to go on vacation. And I couldn't go because this person was already on vacation. So that's when I knew it was time for me to to go.
Because just connecting with you, man. You're more of a free spirit. You can't bottle that up or bottle a person in or lock them up when they're just free and just loving life and wanting to explore. And you were able to do that.
Yes.
And all of your the things that you've been accomplishing. Now, I often ask these questions too because I want people to understand the authenticity of the person that you are and to know that you're a human. You might be superhuman, but you're a human. I want to go back. How was your childhood? Did you grow up with your mother and your father? Did you have siblings? Can we talk about that a little bit?
Of course. Yeah, I grew up, a single parent home. My mother was there. My father actually got deported when I was 6 years old. He's in Jamaica now.
Oh, wow.
We actually reconnected after 30 years, about 5 years ago, because we lost contact.
Wow.
Grew up, single parent home. I was the youngest of 6 children. Upbringing was, of course, tough. One mother who trying to take care of 6 kids, by herself.
Wow, that sounds so familiar.
Tough, yeah.
All too familiar.
Yeah, humble beginnings. I tell some stories and people be like, you actually went through that? I just share one with you.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Okay.
I want people to know who you are. So
I won't go too crazy. Okay. But oftentimes we didn't have, the water was always off. Electricity was off. So we had to figure things out. So we went back to origins. If it rained, we would put a gigantic trash can outside to capture the water. So we would use that water to cook, to wash, and to do everything we needed that water provided. But we literally waited until it rained so that we could have water for the house.
Wow.
When it comes to electricity, we would had to get candles. I remember one time we didn't have money to get candles, so I went around the entire house and just scraped up all the old wax from all the other candles.
Oh wow!
I created a candle so that we could have have light for the night. So yeah, it was challenging.
Yeah,
and it was tough, but I feel I don't have a problem with how I grew up. I think it really built character. And
absolutely.
And anything that I go through now, it's kind of like easy. I can get through it because how I grew up. Those times actually built resiliency, and it built this mindset of you got to figure it out.
Yeah, you have the tenacity to do great things. See, this is why it's important that people need to understand about focus, ambition, training. It's not I'm just going to train your body and that's it.
Right.
No, we're gonna train your mind. We're gonna reset your mind
so
that you can think differently and be more positive. And knowing that you can do it, you got to get that the F part is what focus, and you have to have that capital A
ambition,
and you're definitely going to get that capital T
training. Yes, for sure.
That's how we do it, man.
Sure.
So it's. Tell me a little bit about your mom. I know that she was probably strict because she had to be, because I come from a family of many. There's a lot of us, man.
Yeah.
Where do you fall in the lineage of your siblings? Are you in the middle? Are you the oldest?
I was the youngest.
You're the youngest.
Yeah, so I feel like I benefited, being able to be being the youngest, because I saw a lot of mistakes and things that my older brothers made. Of course, they were selling drugs and getting. One was locked up. It was a period where we never actually had everybody always there, because somebody was always in the
doing
system
something
at some point. Somebody's locked up. This one comes home, the other one goes to jail.
Right.
But again, like my brothers, I got a chance to learn a lot from them, outside of that. But my mother, very loving. We lacked a lot of monetarily and the other things, but we never fell short of love. That's what really taught me. Like, all right, if I have love, I have everything.
Absolutely.
I have love, I have everything, because that's something that you can't put a price tag on.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people would spend millions just to have that.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we were abundant in love, which made our situation, that we were in, a whole lot easier to deal with, because we knew that our mom will always come. We've always come home to a smile. She will figure something out. We're going to eat something. We're going to have something. It might not be what we want, but we're going to
we might be cousins. We might be cousins.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now, is your mom, she's still with us?
No, she passed away.
She passed away. What year did she?
She passed away back in 2006.
Wow, man. God rest her soul, man.
Yeah.
We will miss Ma'am. We definitely appreciate
Melody Hope.
Melody Hope.
Yeah. That's actually named my daughter after her, Melody Hope.
Oh, wow. So that man, listen, carrying that name.
Yes.
Carrying that name. Is
well, deserved.
Yeah.
Deserved.
Yeah. So how old is your daughter now?
She's 2.
She's 2. I was about to say, does she work out?
No,
not yet.
Yeah, she's jumping all over the place. That's working out.
Now she's just your one?
Yeah, well, we have an older 2, he's 14.
Oh, he's 14. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. That's what's up, man. Look, a family man. And so now, and what's the weird thing about being a family man and having a business, right, is you want to be able to give your kids everything, but you have to, now I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm saying for me, I had to I want to give them everything, but I know that I can't, because I don't want to hinder them.
Right.
Because what will happen is if I give them everything and hard times come, they won't survive.
Right.
And you have seen the hard times.
Yes.
They've come, they've gone, you've mastered it. And now, being a father of 2, how strategic are you ready to show them, how to navigate in this, this life? Do you have a blueprint that you kind of train your son with right now, saying, hey man, this is what you need to do? Like, how's that going?
So what I always tell my son is, I didn't learn certain things until I was like 30.
Mm-hmm.
Things that I feel like I'm now benefiting from, as far as even just in the finance world, just learning things about women.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't learn that stuff until 30.
Yeah.
I said, you now have a 15-year head start.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the purpose of what we're supposed to do as men with families. We're supposed to push that next generation further ahead of where we are.
Yeah, so we have to keep pushing that generation further ahead.
To push that generation further ahead. And I think the most important part is when it comes to making sure that they're going to build up that character and that resiliency. You can't make things too easy for them. I feel like you can't make it too easy, because now they won't learn anything. So I find myself trying to find that in between, that balance. So I want things to be a little easier for you.
Yeah.
But I also want them to be challenging, because that's what's really going to turn you and create who you're actually going to be. It's in challenging times. Like, that's when you're really creative, is when things are tough. It's not when it's easy. It's comfortable when you're easy, so you don't have no reason to actually do anything extra, because you're like, all right, everything is good. But when things get difficult, your true self comes out.
Yeah.
And when your true self comes out and you don't like it, now you have the opportunity to learn from it and actually change that.
Hey, that's what it's all about. Focus, ambition, training, everybody. I am talking to the owner, the CEO, greater than a deacon, right below a pastor. Sydney Francis is with us, and we just want you guys to know that you can always stay connected to Sydney Francis. A lot of great things are happening in Palmyra, New Jersey, and so how can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, so I can be reached right on Instagram. That's where the most presence is, on Instagram and Facebook. Right at Focused Ambition Training. On Facebook is Sydney Francis. Facebook, another thing. My whole fitness page on Facebook got hacked. So they never let me get it back. It was crazy. So I'm just operating out of my personal name, Sydney Francis, on Facebook.
Jealousy is a horrible thing.
It's crazy. Another setback.
Well, it's a setback to set you up to do what you're doing right now, because they can't stop the fact that you're going to be interviewed on other stations and stuff like that, and on many podcasts. And you've got a podcast also. Yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah, it's called The Fat Cast. The reason why I started that is because I wanted to highlight and show the type of individuals that I work with. Like, I work with a lot of amazing people. And I want people from the outside to actually see, like, there's everyday people who have busy schedules just like you do. Families some people have 4 kids, 5 kids, working these high stress jobs, but they make time to actually give back to themselves and make time for themselves to pour back into themselves, so they can continue to pour into their communities, pour into the people that they serve. And that's how you do it. You have to come into the gym, even if it's for 2 hours a week. That's going to actually give you that energy and springboard you so that you can continue to do what you do. So that podcast, I just highlight a lot of my members, and I'm also, where I talk to other individuals who are in the health and wellness field, who are, fighting the good fight to bring as many people into, to focus on what it is they need to focus on, which is your temple. Everybody likes to do things, but you can't do anything at a high level if your body isn't right.
And even if you're not eating right.
And
it's so funny. Now, I'm going to share this with y'all, America. He probably doesn't want me to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because this is what we do. So he comes into the studio, and I say, hey, man, you can have anything to drink. I got everything. I got. I'm not going to name the brands, but I got everything from juices to sodas and all of this stuff. And he just looks at me and says, you got water? And I'm like, bro, really? You gonna come up in here, But I get it, because he's focused with ambition to keep on training and training us. And so I want to share something with you. I was changing my diet recently, and I dropped a lot of weight and didn't realize it. And I'm not even working out, but it's the nutrition, the things that we eat every day, right? And so the weirdest thing happened to me. I cut out like a lot of sugar, all sugar, and all just anything that was just processed, for about 3 weeks. And yesterday I went out to eat, and I was like, I'm gonna get this big fat burger, and I'm gonna get some lettuce and all this kind of bacon on it. Man, that thing it felt like it was killing me. Do you talk about what people consume? Yeah, as well. Can we get into that?
All the time. I'm a huge advocate of fasting. Okay, I literally, before I came in here, I just finished a 42-hour fast.
Wow,
42 hours of fasting. And I'm always, if you're on my page, I'm always posting something about fasting, because I feel like that is the key to longevity. That is one of the most, in my opinion, one of the most healthiest ways to lose weight is by fasting. We both are into the scriptures. They fasted.
Oh yeah.
And that's how you actually get closer to God, by fasting. Because when these things that you're putting in your body is a distraction. Certain things you're putting in your body is a distraction, because your body has to literally focus on getting rid of the poison. So while it's focusing on getting rid of the poison, using all that energy, now you can't focus on other things that you need to focus on.
Because you focus on the pain and all of that.
You focus on the pain.
Yeah.
My stomach is bubbling. I got to run back and forth to the bathroom. I'm feeling tired and sluggish and lethargic, all that stuff. And fasting, I preach it to my clients, which is why I have a lot of clients who've lost 60 pounds, 100 pounds just by implementing fasting. Like I just have them start with like 16 hours of fasting, so that now they can just give their body that time, because it really takes 24 hours for your body to process one meal. So if you're eating 3 meals a day, you just ate for 3 days.
But you know what's really crazy? Who came up with that? The pyramid, scheme of
Think about it.
Okay.
Think about who really came up with that.
Okay, let's leave it right there.
No, so I'm just going to touch on that just a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
We live in a country of capitalism. Right?
Okay.
Right. So you have McDonald's. You have Burger King. You have all these different supermarkets. You have all these places. Now, imagine if everybody just ate once a day. Imagine how many of these places would go out of business.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
So they say 3 meals a day is what you need, but you're overeating, which is why your body's going to slow down at some point. You're overworking your digestive system so much that it's working all day long. Imagine we're just running your car all day. Eventually, it's going to run out of gas.
Yeah.
Right? Eventually, it is.
Oh, absolutely.
And this is why people they get very tired. I don't have energy, because as soon as you wake up, you're putting something into your body, and your body hasn't even finished digestion what you put into it yesterday.
Because we're kind of like programmed to eat 3 meals a day and snack in between and all of this stuff.
Constantly eating.
Yeah, and so it's funny. I was going through the same thing, like just cutting out a lot of different things, and now I'm like, because I can, and maybe it's like maybe your childhood. Trust me, our childhoods are like twins, where we didn't choose not to want to eat.
Right. It was forced. You were forced fasting.
It was just kind of like an acquired lifestyle,
circumstantial fasting.
Yeah. So now that we're older, for me, if I can go without eating for a long period of time, and I'm cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where other people, they would be getting angry, and one of my daughters, she's spoiled, man. Yeah. But we get angry, we get tense, we get nervous, and for me, it's just been the pattern of early life. Yeah. So, what do you do while you're fasting? What do you do? I know you don't eat anything, but do you drink water only, or is there other things that you do while you're doing, like you came off a 42 hour fast? Yeah. So tell me, what did you do during those 42 hours?
Well, I worked out, of course, because when you work out in a fasted state, your body is forced to use the stored energy, which is the fat. So fat is nothing but stored energy. So when you have someone overweight, that's just energy that their body hasn't been able to tap into.
Oh, right? Man.
So your body stores that for later on, because it doesn't have anything to do with it. If you keep putting it in it, you got to store it somewhere.
Wow.
So I work out so I can burn some more fat. I drink nothing but water and tea. I add no sugar, no sweeteners, anything like that.
What kind of tea?
I drink some ginger and lemon tea.
Okay, let me write that down, man. I'm stealing, y'all. I'm stealing. Ginger and lemon tea.
Ginger and lemon tea. At nighttime, I drink the sleepy time tea.
Okay.
A bunch of different herbs. And other than that, it's just water.
Okay.
Just hydrate.
Now, y'all, listen, I'm stealing some ideas, but this is what we want to do. We want to see you folks that are listening to none other than Mr. Sidney Francis. He's Mr. Focus Ambition Training. He's been there, done that. So how can people actually get involved with what you're doing? How can we get them to come in to really be a part of getting their heart, mind, body, and soul together? Because I know that you're a spiritual person. You believe, God and all of these, these great things. We see it in your life and all of this awesomeness. How can we get people to come on down to be a part of, Focus Ambition Training? Yeah,
it's real simple. Like, so, if you're looking to, change your lifestyle, I really don't want people that's just coming in, I just want to lose 10 pounds.
Or join because it's cool to be there. Yeah. The environment is fly, right?
Yeah, I want individuals who really want to make a change, understands how important physical activity is to just your longevity and just your life. It's so important for your mental health. There's been so many studies done that if you start incorporating fitness into your lifestyle, it's just as effective, even more effective as it is with some people that's taking those medications for anxiety and depression. Working out is 100% the most effective drug for anxiety and depression.
Keep them busy, moving around.
Work out. Get your body moving. You start to have those healthy, some happy endorphins that's popping into your mind, into So just coming down with that mindset of understanding that this is a lifestyle change. We're looking for individuals who really wanted to put that work and want to change. So we like to work with individuals we like to work with leaders.
Yeah.
Leaders who have a lot of responsibility, who may have high stress jobs, who are responsible for a lot of people, because those are the ones that are decision makers. Those are the ones that have a lot of people coming to them for help. So obviously you're a person of influence.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure that you're operating at the highest level so that you can continue to serve your communities. So that's what me and my partner Tony, that's our primary focus, is to make sure that we're taking care of those individuals who, even like mothers and fathers and parents, you have children. You want to be operating at your highest level.
Right.
These people are depending on you. So how you show that you really love them is about you taking care of yourself. That's what we're here to do, to help people do.
Amen. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're speaking to Sidney Francis. No, we're going to put some respect on his name. Mr. with the M-R, with the dot, right? M-R. Mr. Sidney Francis is in the building. Focus Ambition Training, 7 East Broad Street, Palmyra, New Jersey. Again, I always give people a hotline. Is there a number that they can reach you at?
They can reach me at 856-548-3248. 856-548-3248.
All right, make sure y'all get that in your memory now.
856-548-3248.
And that's how we doing it, everybody. We got Mr. Sidney Francis here with us today. There's 2 other questions. One just popped into my mind. In regards to your father, he's still with us also.
Yes, he is.
So let's talk about him for a little bit. I know it's been like a 30-year separation, neither a fault of yours. Right. You know, it's not like he walked away and didn't want to, you know what I mean? I know that he went back to, Jamaica. Yes. And what was that like when you reconnected with him?
It was just like, reconnecting with a piece of yourself that you may have felt like it was missing, and actually just getting a chance to sit and talk to him. When I went to go visit him, I think we reconnected.
Wait. You had the opportunity to go to Jamaica and meet him?
We connected.
Tell me how.
I go to at least once a year now. I'm sure, I check up on him and reach him, because he's older. He's in his, probably close to 70 now.
Wow. How was that? All right. This is all about Focus Ambition Training, y'all, because, the totality of who you are is in that triangle that he has on his shirt. All right. Diamonds are forever. Some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So how was that when you had the conversation with him on the phone or some sort of way you guys connected? What was it like when you got off the plane? I want to get all of the good stuff. When you got off the plane in the motherland of Jamaica, because you're Jamaican.
Yes.
What was it like for you when you got off the plane? What was the first thought that came to your mind?
It was anticipation, to find out, because of course you have questions and you want to know, because how we lost contact. It was interesting. I remember him sending letters and pictures when I was younger. I got deported, but after a while it just stopped.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask him like what happened.
Yeah.
And he said that he lost contact. He said he was reaching out to my mom. But we moved a lot.
Yeah.
We moved to like 6 different places. I remember, of course, we were on Section 8. So Section 8, you could bounce all around the city.
I think we know about that. We know about all of the government cheese. Remember the blocks of cheese?
Big blocks of cheese.
Best cheese in America. Thank you, America. We love y'all for the cheese. Go ahead.
The peanut butter in the can. It used to be a little hard sometimes, but maybe right.
Boy, we got a lot to talk about, man. So now, when you had those thoughts going through your head and you did speak to your father, what was the first thing that you did when you actually saw him?
Well, I guess I hugged him. Because of course you have this little bit of animosity or anything like that. Because of course you feel like you missed out on something because you have this other parent, especially after my mom died. It's like, all right, I have this other living parent possibly, and you just want to know, what happened. So we got a chance to have a really good conversation. He's a lot like me as far as like his demeanor, his calmness, and things like that. So we had a great conversation.
How did that make you feel? Like man, this is who I is. Who I am. This is the part, because I know when I had the opportunity to meet my father on 3 occasions, I wasn't raised by him, and just to see the similarities in the both of us, it was very unique. The even the thought process, how we thought, was very unique to me. So when you were able to sit here and talk to him, did he say, "Hey man, you got a whole tribe. I got more children"?
I found out I have 8 more siblings.
Wow. After you,
the total is a total of like 14 of us. Yeah.
Wow.
Some were living in the city, the same city.
Get out. Did you get to meet some of them?
Yeah, the interesting thing, how we actually even reconnected, was one of my good friends was working at Lady Lourdes Hospital in Camden.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, yo, Sid, this is this dude here that looked just like you. I was like,
wow.
What are you talking about? And he was like, his name was Marlon, and he was like, yo, I'm going to introduce you. Come to find out he was my brother, my younger brother.
Wow.
And we literally look just alike.
How many years apart?
He was, I think he was like 8 years younger than me.
Wow.
Yeah. So I connected with him. And I connected with his mom. His mom was, connected with my uncle that lives in Camden.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we was able to.
Small world, man. We might be related. We're gonna stop talking before we find out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna find out. Be like, yo, man, you my cousin, but your cousin owe me some money. But we're gonna make sure that everybody is getting themselves together and coming on down to Focus Ambition Training, okay? Focus Ambition Training, FAT. Get fat, everybody. We want y'all to be FAT, fat.
Come join the fat family.
Yeah, that's right. Fat. Join the fat family. And if you join the fat family, they'll have some gifts for you, but you got to join. You ain't coming in.
Or you have to be a wonderful person who invites you on the radio, the show to talk about yourself. Thank you. But y'all have this wonderful, I don't know if you wear dad hats.
Oh, there you go. Listen, look at this, y'all. I got my diamond. That's right. The Focus Ambition Training hat. I'm going to put it on. We're going to take some pictures with this joint. We're going to have it on social media. We want to make sure that you guys are locked in. And is there anything you want to say to anybody, man, before we wrap it up and continue to keep this train moving with Focus Ambition?
Yeah, I just wanted to just say this one thing, because I think I posted this earlier today on my Instagram. Because it was a topic that's been, resurfacing a lot.
Yeah.
Is that people understanding their value. I think a lot of people we've been brainwashed to believe that you have to go along with the status quo. You have to go along with what everybody else is doing and not create your own lane. What I think people need to understand is that we all have these individual fingerprints. All right. Mm-hmm. The thing that makes you stand out is you being actually standing out and being different and not following, what everyone else is doing. So understanding your value is a major piece to you actually finding your purpose. Finding your purpose and understanding that you bring something unique and different to the table is what is really going to propel you to that next level. So I just want to make sure everybody out there is just, understand and know your value. Don't think that you have to do what everybody else is doing. I've created my own lane. Everybody around me, for years was charging $10 and $15 for training. I decided to try to charge $100 per session.
That's right. And that's the thing. When you know your value,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can say, look, it's $1,000. Yeah. And it's and again, this is not to separate, the us and the them factor. It's not even about that. Yeah. But if you're serious about what you want and you're really serious about what I can give you, then be a part of the fat family.
Right. And I think a lot of people too, they have to, because I know how much I've poured and invested into myself. I've years research, years of training, years of doing the mental health portion and working in mental health for 13 years, being certified in psych rehab. I've put the time and the years and the effort in. So why would I come out and say, all right, $20?
Exactly. Let me ask you this, since I know you did some psychiatric evaluations on stuff. Am I sane? Nah, don't answer that. No, we won't give any results on the show right now.
So those conversations are confidential between me and the client, so I can't. I'm not going to put it out there.
And he's professional. Exactly. And he's professional.
I give you the diagnosis after once the cameras go off.
Oh, Lord. Let me call my secretary. Help me up out of here. Sidney Francis, everybody. Focus Ambition Training, 7 East Broad Street in Palmyra, New Jersey. And you can reach him on Instagram at
Focused Ambition Training.
And also on X, right?
No, not on X, but YouTube. I'm Focused Ambition Training.
Okay.
Facebook, Sidney Francis. Phone number again is 856-548-3248. Got some amazing thing going on down there right now. We're growing, expanding. Just got a great business partner, Tony Campbell.
Okay.
Great,
wait, Church Boy?
Yes. Tony Campbell, yes. Yeah.
Church Boy. Now listen, he's a good dude. He's a church guy. So y'all gonna get that. Y'all gonna get that work, man.
Oh yeah. He's made an immediate impact. I feel like he's been a great addition, great energy. He's very professional. He's very knowledgeable about what he does. He's certified in FMS, so he's getting a lot of people Right. People that have back pains and knee pains who typically wouldn't work out. He's able to work with them because he's getting them on the scientific and baseline level and helping them build up that strength so they can actually start getting into the full throttle training.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. You got to get some good people around you that believe in what you do, and that it's going well. I'm gonna have to come down there and check it out, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's funny. Like, I always pass the area. You know what I mean? Because I'm in the area. That's all the information y'all need. Okay. And I used to be like, what is that red sign over there? I wonder what that is. And, I thought it was some sort of army boot camp type of,
Everybody said that, right?
I was like, man, I ain't going in there. I can't, And then one of the guys that are connected to the podcast said, hey, man, I got these guys, man. You need to. And I'm like, man, what are you talking about, man? And
he's a good guy, too.
Yeah.
He's cool.
Yeah. And so we were talking, and I was like, all right, well, I'll give him a shout and see what it's all about. And then when I saw, the information, and I was telling my wife, Dr. Smith, I was like, that's the people, it was like a full circle moment, but it was a positive thing because it was like, all right, we're going to be able to sit down and talk, and then I had to do my digging and researching and checking you out. Right. Authentic guy. And plus you got Mr. T with you.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of people don't know what's going on there because I keep the blinds closed.
And that's right.
Private setting, because I want my clients to be, feel comfortable. A lot of people will try to walk by and looking through the windows.
Yeah.
A lot of people are subconscious about, their bodies, and I want to make that place as comfortable as possible. You won't know what's going on in there unless you actually become a member or if you get invited in.
That's right. So you got to be invited in, or you got to become a member. And the way that you could become a member is getting information by calling this number,
856-548-3248.
And let me give you the number one more again,
856-548-3248.
All right, America. Stay close. We got more inspirational podcasts. I want to give a big shout out to, Sydney Francis and Mr. T, Mr. Tony, and everybody else who's connected with the Fat Family. That's right. The Focus Ambition Training Team. Listen, everybody, keep it locked. Get your training on. Make sure you eat right. And if you want to get all the details and not just in increments like what we're giving you today on the podcast, then you definitely want to get involved with Sydney Francis and his faculty. We'll be right back, America. Don't touch that dial. More great podcasts coming up. It's your brother talking. We'll be right back.